All right, Kenman here, and today is Titanium Day. What? Yeah, we're talking titanium. We got some plans, we got some projects, I got some ideas. I got a different background board down today because we were going to make a little mess. And so, yeah. Let's have some fun. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I purchase everything at retail price, and I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. All right, so titanium. I have some plans. I don't have a lot. This is pretty much everything I own that's got some titanium on it currently. That's going to change a little bit in the future. We've got some fun things, like I said, in store. But let's just get going here. Oh, the Max Ace Goliath. I'm not doing anything to this. This thing is just awesome. It's a beast. Love this knife. Oof, tell me it's not just sick. All right, let's sand my blade. Oof. Just love it. Everything pretty much except for the blade on here is titanium. So I just thought I would show it off. Plus, I mean, anytime you can get an excuse to take this out, why wouldn't you? But that Max Ace Goliath is just a beast. And like I said, all the hardware and the bolster and everything is titanium on that. So it made whatever. This is the CA. Oh my gosh. Kenman. This is the CJRB Echo. Echo is a great knife. As soon as they made the pyrite, I feel like the Echo kind of stopped getting attention, or maybe it never really got a lot of attention, but that front flipper is cool. It opens really easy, flicks open great. It's very similar to the pyrite. I love the Echo. I think it's great. This one, I got this in titanium. I also got the titanium pocket clip. I don't intend to do anything specifically to the scales, but I would consider taking that pocket clip off and maybe doing a different color, accent color with that. What would we like to see, or would anyone agree that that's something to try, or should I just leave it as is? What I did notice about this pocket clip is it has a little spring to it, and sometimes I had a couple, thinner pair of jeans or whatever that when it was in the pocket and it sat, it kind of had a tendency, off camera, sorry, to kind of shift up and down like that because it didn't really sit tight in that area. Yeah, we'll see. I love the knife. Not sure I love the way the pocket clip feels though in some of my pockets, but it's a nice titanium option that I have. I've got the Migron Moyarl, which is a really cool knife. Yeah, I got nothing but nice things to say about this. The only titanium on here is this pocket clip. And I could also, in a way, consider, just because I brought this stuff out, I just wanted to, like I said, grab everything I had that was titanium currently and kind of just showcase it. But this Moyarl, the pocket clip is titanium. So again, I could take that off and do it in an accent color, which would be kind of neat for the knife. I'm a simple guy. I love the way this looks already. I love the way the Echo looks already. Just this nice, clean, not too bright, not too flashy. I like it. I'm into it. So I'm not necessarily the type of person that would have this screaming bright pocket clip, but I do want to do some experimenting. It is kind of fun, and I'm getting into the anodizing with the titanium a little bit. Long story short, I work at a metal finishing company, and one of the things that we do is titanium anodizing. So in the downtime or when I'm off the clock after work, I can get a little time in with some of the nice equipment and do some anodizing. And so that is what I plan to do. If you haven't seen this knife right here, I can can see a couple of shorts I did on that, how we got that to where it is now. But speaking of that, this is this mini. I got this on eBay, Amazon. This was one of my first purchases for testing some anodizing. And this was like a little $25 knife that stated that it had titanium, which it does. I did this one first with the blue, and then I decided to kind of carry it around, use it in my fifth pocket because it's nice and small. It fits in there nice. And it's a fun little knife. The blue, or, any anodized, as you can see, if you look at it, I mean, it gets some moisture on there from my hands, but when you touch it, it changes and it develops. And if you kind of look on the good definition, you can kind of see up in these edges where it's like a lighter blue there than it is everywhere else. That's because as you hold it and use it, it's going to naturally wear. Down in this crack here, you can kind of see that blue. Am I in focus? I apologize. My eyes are bad. But right there where it's lighter. So it does change over time when you handle it. That is one of the things with anodized titanium that some people may not like, or some people actually like it because of the way it kind of wears in and kind of changes and remains kind of, or develops and kind of grows. I like that, kind of like my Micarta does. I just did a short on this. I screwed up one of the videos, but ding, I can put that there where I did this all in green. This is a little pry bar that I just got. And what we did is we did the whole thing in this green that's on the side there. And the surface on this side and this side, there were some issues. And so it just didn't kind of give a good uniform texture, or I guess not texture, uniform color and surface, that decided to sand it down and try it again. So then we tried it again and did some gold on there, and it still had that remaining kind of uneven kind of look. So I went and took this into one of the sandblasters and really blasted it pretty hard, tried to get it really smooth. Want to sand that down with some high grit paper and try to get it as even as possible. But the goal on this is we're going to make sure to keep that nice and green on the sides, and then do a nice maybe gold two-tone with that, which would be really neat. This knife right here, this is the second one I purchased. It's currently disassembled. And we did a video. I think I have that one too. Bing, I'm just going to be attaching stuff to this video today. But that one we did in green. And my goal with this is also to do a two-tone. So one of the things we're going to do right now is a little sanding on that. I can kind of show you how that works. We're also going to take this one apart. This is the IV TT. This was kind of a cheap knife that I found on Amazon that states that it has a titanium handle. It's kind of a cool looking knife, but it is also kind of a cheap budget knife. But that's where we're at in the stages right now. I don't necessarily take a $200 titanium knife and just anodize it. It'd probably work fine because it's going to be high quality titanium. That's where you can have issues with the lower quality, which sometimes when you buy cheaper, that's kind of what you get, which I was surprised the high quality of this little small one. That's great. It turned out really good. So we'll see, but it's all an experiment. We're having some fun. All right, I'm going to get this one out of here. We're going to take this one up here. So, all right, let's do this first since this one's going to kind of make a little bit of a mess. What are we at? 9 minutes, doing fine. This has this little, I don't have that tool, but I'm going to make an attempt. I'm going to use these gloves and move these up here. I don't want to touch all of that because I'm trying to keep those really nice at the moment. I'll talk about that in a minute. So this flathead, here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to lock this into one edge of that side. Okay, and then try, am I on camera or off? I don't know. Oh, I got it. Okay. So I kept that kind of solid. There's no captive pivot. Now that loosens. Okay, that is loose. before I do that, these look like they have a little captive pin on that side. So what we're doing is we're going to take this bad boy completely apart. Oh, wow. Those coming off? I can't tell if that's spinning or not. I feel like it's spinning. Oh, that's maybe this isn't going to be something we do on camera. I might need to get another type of a tool. Basically what's happening is this is not a captive pivot. That's just, there is no screw head or tip on this side for me to grab hold of. And this is a screw going into this barrel, which is free spinning when I try to loosen it. So right now I cannot currently hold that and make it go loose. So I'm not even going to be able to take this apart right now. Okay, so everyone, oh, that's loose. I forgot already. Yeah, long story short, I intended to take this apart on camera, but because of this issue that I'm having with those, it's going to be more than I thought. So imagine this, bang, we're going to take this apart, and the next time you see it, it will be completely disassembled, and we'll get the scales ready to make some attempts with some anodizing. Okay, moving on. I'm going to put on a glove. I do not, like I said, this is in great shape right now, and fingerprints are going to kind of change it, and I want to at least finish it and have it look mint and untouched and pristine for its initial finish. And then I can start using it and holding it and then wear it in or whatever. But initially I'd rather it, it's clean right now. I did get a little scratch on one part of it, but that's part where I'm going to sand off right now. What we're going to do is, if you see, there's different levels. The little part where the circles there, on this little area here, it's kind of lowered. And so long story short, I am going to take this 320 grit, right? And I'm going to have it flat on the surface here so that we don't scratch up all parts we do not want. And I'm going to lay this flat on there, right? And then we're going to just start a little sanding process here. It's going to leave scratches, so I like to kind of go one direction, another direction, circles initially. Let's take a look, see what we're getting here. That's almost done. Okay, so that went quick. So now what I'm going to do is do a final pass, all the same direction, so it's got kind of a uniform kind of scratching. I'm just going to go just vertically straight up and down like that. Okay, not really putting a lot of pressure on there. And now you can see we've got a nice surface. All that green is still there, but that top surface has now been removed and cleaned off. I'm going to give it just a little bit more. And like I said, I'm keeping it as straight as possible, so it's got like kind of a uniform lines going this direction. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So there is that part. I'm going to set that aside. And so what I haven't explained on this video, I apologize, but anodizing. So titanium anodizing, what we're talking about. The way it works is you're basically going to be running current through the titanium. So what happens is there's going to be a container of a liquid that allows the electricity to go through it. And then in that container there will be a chunk, a wire going to one lead, leaning on the side and into the water, okay? And then there will be a wire going to a tweezers, and then that tweezers is going to hold this part. And so those two leads connecting, going through the water to this part, are going to send the voltage into the part. Then what you do is you set that voltage at a specific rating, and there is a spectrum. And so in that spectrum, the the colors will change. So if you watch those videos that I showed before, you'll see it. It'll start off at the silver color. I'm going to get the color order wrong. I apologize. But basically it goes through like a spectrum of colors. It's going to have like some shades of blue and some shades of like goldish brown and purple, and then back to kind of a teal and a more of a darker blue and green. And long story short is green is at the end of the spectrum, okay? And so what happens is as it goes up through that spectrum, it changes. You can watch the whole thing physically just change right before your eyes. It happens, the whole thing happens in less than a minute. But you set it at a specific voltage, and when it hits that voltage, that's when it'll stop, and then you can remove the part, and then you are left with the color that you've desired that is in the range that you're allowed to get. There are some colors that you cannot achieve, like red is not something that's possible. So you're kind of limited to what that is. I'm getting some extra cross lines this way, so I kind of need to push a little harder going the other direction. Where was I? Yeah, and so green is at the end of the spectrum. So what we can do, and what I'm doing right now, is I'm removing the green from that one area. And since green is at the end of the spectrum, these other areas, when we go to anodize this again, the green won't change until it gets to that in the spectrum. And since green is at the end, everything else that's not green will change through that spectrum progressively, and the green will remain the same. So now we can make a two-tone by having the green be all the one color, and then all the surface that we're sanding off now, we are going to make gold or blue or whatever it is we decide that color to be, and the green will actually remain as it is now since it's at the end of that spectrum. If you were to do, so basically the first color that you do with any type of two-tone, you have to make sure the first color is further along the spectrum than the final color. Does that make sense? All right, what are we at? 17 minutes. And I didn't even take that other one apart. Well, I knew this was kind of a project video today. It's kind of different, no unboxings. But tell me what you think. Leave a comment. What do you guys think about the anodizing project coming up here? You have any thoughts, ideas? All right, I don't know if you can see, I'm just getting, there's a few vertical scratches this way that I'm trying to remove, but the rest is coming off really nice. It's looking really good. Just about ready to go here. Surprised, this one I must have pushed a little hard in the one direction and just kind of left a few scratches that don't want to kind of come out. One of the other things when you do something like this, I'm making sure to keep the sandpaper very flat on the table so that it's not raising up. All right, I think we're looking good. You guys see that? Yeah, there's still a few lines. I might kind of go back to that later. Let's do this real quick. Take a look at these. So what color do you guys want to do the second color in with this? Does this look neat? I'm excited. That's going to be fun. Imagine this. It's the same kind of thing, but now we're going to get this two-tone. Oh, that's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so this is just one of the first few things I've got planned for this titanium project. I got this pry bar. I know it's not a pocket knife, but the thing is, every once in a while you might need to pry something, and people are like, oh, I'll just use my knife. Nope, never. That's what not what knives are for. So you get a little pry bar for that. Plus it's titanium. I'm going to clean up this surface a little bit, and then we're going to have a two-tone on here as well. Exciting stuff. What's everyone think? Well, that is going to be about it for today. Like I said, just wanted to talk titanium, get some stuff going, get ready for this project, really kind of ramp it up. I've had some things planned for this. Actually, I did some of these videos months ago. But when I get kind of caught up in certain things in the dye project and some other stuff, you know, that's the way life is. Either way, we're getting into it. We got some stuff coming. Leave a comment below if you have any thoughts, ideas, questions, concerns. Check out those other little shorts, and I got some more coming, maybe even tomorrow. But that's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. It helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Stay sharp, and we will see you next time.